Los Angeles, 2019. The air crackles with anticipation. On a dimly lit stage, a metallic silhouette waits, shrouded in mystery. This wasn't just another car launch. It was the night the future decided to roll out, quite literally, onto the world stage. And what a rollout it was. Remember that moment? When the lights came up and we all saw it for the first time. The Cybertruck. It was polarizing, to say the least. Part truck, part spaceship that just landed from a sci-fi blockbuster. The internet exploded. Was it a joke? A prop? Or was this actually the future of personal transport? The design was audacious, a brutalist wedge of stainless steel that defied every convention of what a pickup truck should be. Elon Musk, ever the showman, stood beside his creation, making bold claims about its capabilities. He talked about its exoskeleton, its armor glass, its incredible power. The crowd was a mix of awe, confusion, and excitement. It felt like we were witnessing a pivotal moment, a shift in design philosophy that would be talked about for decades. And then came the moment that sealed the Cybertruck's launch in the annals of history forever. The demo. To prove the toughness of the armor glass, Tesla's lead designer, Franz von Holzhausen, was handed a solid steel ball. The target? The driver's side window. Musk, with a confident smile, gave the go-ahead. "Throw it at the glass," he said. Franz threw the ball and smash. A spiderweb of cracks erupted across the glass. A collective gasp, a ripple of laughter, and a moment of stunned silence filled the auditorium. You could practically hear the internet breaking. "Oh my fin God," Musk muttered, a look of genuine shock on his face. Well, maybe that was a little too hard. They tried again. This time on the rear passenger window, and smash, another shattered masterpiece. The presentation was, by all conventional measures, a disaster. A live demonstration of a product's key feature failing, not once but twice, on a global stage. The memes were born instantly. It was the demo fail seen around the world. But here's the fascinating part. That failure might have been the most brilliant marketing move, intentional or not, in automotive history. It made the Cybertruck unforgettable. It humanized the impossibly futuristic vehicle and its billionaire creator. It showed a vulnerability, a crack in the polished veneer of corporate presentations. Everyone was talking about it, not just car enthusiasts, but everyone. Your friends, your family, late-night talk show hosts. The shattered window became a symbol. It transformed the Cybertruck from just another electric vehicle into a cultural phenomenon. It was no longer just a product. It was a story. A story of ambition, of reaching for the stars and maybe, just maybe, overshooting the mark in a gloriously public way. It sparked endless debates. Was it a planned stunt? Was it a genuine, hilarious blunder? The mystery only added to the legend. Despite the onstage hiccup, or perhaps because of it, the pre-orders flooded in. Hundreds of thousands of people put down a deposit for this strange, angular, unbreakable truck. It was clear that Tesla hadn't just revealed a vehicle. They had tapped into a desire for something different, something that breaks the mold and isn't afraid to be imperfect. That night in 2019 was more than a product launch. It was a piece of performance art. It was a statement that the future doesn't always arrive perfectly polished. Sometimes it arrives with a few cracks, a bit of awkwardness, and a story that you'll be telling for years to come. It was the night a truck from a science fiction dream crashed into reality, and we all got to watch the beautiful, messy, unforgettable impact. The Cybertruck was no longer just a concept. It was real, it was controversial, and it was coming. The seeds of a revolution had been planted, and the world was left wondering what would grow from that shattered stage in Los Angeles. The initial shock was over, but the journey of the Cybertruck was just beginning. What would happen next? How would a truck born from such a chaotic debut actually fare in the real world? The stage was set for the next chapter. Thanks so much for watching. What were your thoughts when you first saw the Cybertruck reveal? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and want to see what happened next in the Cybertruck saga, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more to cover. See you in the next one. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Cybertruck saga. Today, we're flipping back the pages to Chapter 2, a dream from Elon Musk's sketchbook. To truly understand the Cybertruck, you can't just look at market trends or engineering specs. You have to look at the silver screen, at the sci-fi dreams that shaped a young Elon Musk. Long before he was launching rockets or building electric cars, Musk was a kid captivated by visions of the future. He wasn't just watching movies, he was absorbing them. Think about it. The gritty dystopian world of Blade Runner, the spinner car, cutting through the rain-soaked, neon-lit streets of 2019 Los Angeles. It wasn't just a prop. It was a character. It was angular, unconventional, and unapologetically futuristic. Sound familiar? That film's brutalist, utilitarian aesthetic is practically baked into the Cybertruck's stainless steel DNA. Then there's another, perhaps more surprising, influence. Remember the 1977 James Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me? The iconic White Lotus Esprit. On land, it was a sleek, wedge-shaped sports car. But with the flip of a switch, it transformed into a submarine. This wasn't just a car. It was an amphibious, multi-purpose marvel. The idea of a vehicle that defies categories, that does more than what's expected of it, is pure Musk. The Cybertruck isn't just a truck. It's a vault on wheels, a power station, a rugged explorer. The spirit of that Lotus Esprit, its audacity and versatility lives on in the Cybertruck's ambitious design. These weren't just passing fancies from Musk, they were foundational concepts. Most automakers design by committee, sending down the edges until they have something that appeals to the broadest possible audience. Musk did the opposite. He took the most radical, most polarizing ideas from his childhood inspirations and amplified them. He was betting that there were others out there who also grew up dreaming of Blade Runner's world, who also cheered when Bond's car plunged into the sea. He was designing for the kid who saw those movies and thought, I want to drive that. This is why the Cybertruck looks the way it does. It's a statement. It's a rejection of decades of automotive design evolution. Traditional trucks have gentle curves and separate body panels because that's what we've been taught a truck should look like. The Cybertruck's design, born from its stainless steel exoskeleton, argues that form should follow function in the most extreme way possible. Its hardness isn't just for show. It's a core part of its identity. Musk often talks about making life multiplanetary and ensuring the future is exciting. The Cybertruck is a tangible piece of that philosophy. It's designed to look like it belongs on Mars just as much as it belongs in a suburban driveway. It's an artifact from a future that Musk has been trying to build his entire life. The dream wasn't just to build a truck. It was to build a vehicle that makes you feel like you reliving in the future you once saw in a movie. So, when you see a Cybertruck rolling down the street, don't just see a weird-looking truck. See the spinner from Blade Runner. See the Lotus from The Spy Who Loved Me. See the doodles in a young boy's sketchbook finally brought to life in gleaming, cold-rolled stainless steel. It's a rolling piece of science fiction, a dream made real. Thanks so much for joining me on this part of the journey. What do you think? Does the sci-fi connection make the design make more sense to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this series, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. See you in the next one. Have you ever looked at a car and thought, that looks like it's from the future? Well, the Tesla Cybertruck isn't just from the future. It looks like it drove straight out of a parallel universe where every rule of car design was thrown out the window. Today, we're diving deep into Chapter 3 of our series, Breaking Every Design Rule. We'll explore why the Cybertruck looks absolutely nothing like any pickup truck you've ever seen before. So let's start with the most obvious thing, its shape. Where are the curves? Traditional trucks, and pretty much all modern vehicles, are a collection of carefully sculpted curves and soft edges. This isn't just for looks. These shapes are the result of decades of wind tunnel testing and market research, all aimed at making cars more aerodynamic and appealing to the widest possible audience. Then, along comes the Cybertruck, looking like a giant stainless steel doorstop. It's all flat planes and razor-sharp angles. It's a bold, almost jarring statement that screams, I don't play by your rules. This radical departure from the norm wasn't an accident or a whim. It was a calculated decision rooted in a philosophy that Tesla has championed from the beginning, function over form. To understand this, we need to talk about the material. The Cybertruck is wrapped in what Tesla calls an ultra-hard 3OX cold-rolled stainless steel alloy. This is the same kind of stuff used for SpaceX rockets. It's incredibly strong and resistant to dents and corrosion. But here's the catch. You can't stamp it into complex, curvy shapes like you can with traditional automotive steel or aluminum. The material is so tough that it would break the stamping presses used in a typical car factory. So Tesla faced a choice. They could either use a different, weaker material to create a conventional-looking truck, where they could stick with this super strong alloy and design a vehicle that could actually be built with it. They chose the latter. The result is a design dictated by the manufacturing process itself. The flat panels are a direct consequence of using a material that can only be bent along straight lines. It's a principle called form follows function, but taken to an extreme. The function unprecedented durability defined the form, the angular shape we see today. This leads us to the next big rule the Cybertruck breaks: the body-on-frame construction. For over a century, almost every pickup truck has been built this way. You have a strong ladder-like frame underneath, and the body of the truck is a separate piece that gets bolted on top. This method is proven, reliable, and great for towing heavy loads. The Cybertruck throws that entire concept away. Instead, it uses what's called an exoskeleton or unibody construction. The outer shell of the truck isn't just the skin. It is the structure. The strength comes from the folded stainless steel panels themselves, much like the way an airplane's fuselage or a bird's skeleton works. Why do this? Again, it comes back to the material and a desire for greater efficiency. By making the body the structural component, you eliminate the need for a separate heavy frame. This reduces the vehicle's overall weight, which is a huge deal for an electric vehicle. Less weight means you need fewer batteries to achieve the same range, or you can get more range from the same size battery pack. It also creates more space for passengers and cargo. Without a big frame underneath, the interior cabin can be more spacious, and the storage areas, like the front frunk, can be larger. The exoskeleton is a more integrated and arguably more elegant engineering solution. It's a complete rethinking of what a truck's structure can be, trading a century of tradition for a potential leap forward in efficiency and strength. Now, let's talk about the market. Car companies spend billions of dollars on market research. They run focus groups, analyze sales data, and track trends to figure out exactly what customers want. And for decades, the data has been clear. Truck buyers are among the most traditional and brand-loyal customers in the entire automotive world. They like their trucks to look tough, capable, and, well, like trucks. The best-selling trucks, like the Ford F-150 or the Chevy Silverado, have evolved their designs slowly over generations, making subtle changes but never straying too far from a proven formula. Tesla looked at all that data, all that tradition, and decided to ignore it completely. They didn't try to build a slightly better F-150. They didn't conduct focus groups to ask people what a futuristic truck should look like. Instead, they built the truck that they believed was functionally superior, betting that the product's capabilities would be so compelling that people would overlook or even come to love its bizarre appearance. Elon Musk himself has said the goal was to create something that looked like it was pulled from a sci-fi movie, like Blade Runner or Aliens . This is an incredibly risky strategy. You're not just asking a traditional truck buyer to switch brands. You're asking them to switch their entire concept of what a truck is supposed to look like. It's a gamble that the sheer performance, the durability of the steel, the utility of the vault, and the tech-forward interior will win over a new generation of buyers who aren't tied to the old ways. They weren't targeting the person who has owned a Ram truck their whole life. They were targeting the tech enthusiast, the early adopter, the person who values innovation and wants to drive something that makes a statement. And what a statement it makes. The Cybertruck's design forces a reaction. You either love it or you hate it. There's very little middle ground. And in a crowded market, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It generates endless conversation, memes, and media attention-free marketing that other companies could only dream of. By breaking every aesthetic rule, Tesla ensured that the Cybertruck would be the most talked-about vehicle on the planet. Let's consider the small details that also defy convention. Look at the windows. They are made of armored glass. While the now infamous demonstration during its reveal didn't go exactly as planned, the intention was clear: to build a vehicle that is tough from top to bottom. No other production truck offers this. Then there's the seamless integration of the truck bed, which Tesla calls the vault. On a traditional truck, the bed is a separate box. On the Cybertruck, it's part of the continuous body line, covered by a motorized tonneau cover that, when closed, makes the truck's profile even more alien and aerodynamic. This isn't just a style choice. It improves security and aerodynamics, again tying form directly to function. Even the lighting is unconventional. Instead of separate headlights, there's a single, stark bar of light across the front. The same goes for the rear taillights. It's a minimalist approach that reinforces the clean geometric lines of the vehicle. It's simple, efficient, and completely different from the complex, jewel-like headlight designs we see on most modern cars. So, when you piece it all together, the flat stainless steel panels, the sharp angles, the exoskeleton structure, the disregard for market trends, you see a vehicle born from a set of first principles. The question wasn't, how can we design a popular truck? It was, if we were to build the most durable, useful, and efficient truck possible, starting from scratch with the best materials, what would it look like? The Cybertruck is the answer to that question. It represents a belief that engineering truth will ultimately win out over marketing trends and aesthetic conventions. It's a philosophy that says the best product isn't the one that fits in, but the one that stands out for the right reasons, for its superior performance, utility, and durability. Whether this gamble pays off in the long run and redefines the pickup truck market remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, by breaking every design rule in the book, Tesla has created more than just a new truck. They've created a conversation starter, a rolling piece of industrial art, and a four-wheeled challenge to the entire automotive industry. It's a reminder that sometimes the only way to move forward is to completely break from the past. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the Cybertruck's design philosophy. What do you think? Is it a work of genius or a design disaster? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next chapter. We'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Cybertruck saga. Today, we're exploring Chapter 4, the birth of the exoskeleton. This isn't just about a new truck body. It's a fundamental rethinking of vehicle construction, a revolution in steel. So, what exactly is an exoskeleton? Think of it like the shell of a crab or an insect. In traditional vehicles, you have a frame, a sort of internal skeleton, and then you attach body panels to it. The Cybertruck flips that concept on its head. The outer shell asterisk is asterisk the structure. It's a unibody design but taken to the extreme. This approach eliminates the need for a separate frame, which saves weight, increases interior space, and most importantly, provides incredible strength and rigidity. The real star of this show, however, is the material itself. It's officially called Ultra-Hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel. Now that's a mouthful. But every part of that name is crucial. Let's break it down. Stainless steel means it's incredibly resistant to corrosion. No more worrying about rust spots or paint degradation over the years. This truck is built to last, to weather the elements without flinching. Then there's the cold-rolled part. This is a manufacturing process where the steel is passed through rollers at room temperature. This process compresses the steel, realigning its crystal structure and making it significantly stronger and harder than hot-rolled steel. It's like taking a piece of dough and kneading it until it becomes dense and tough. And finally, the Ultra-Hard 30X designation. This is where things get really interesting. This isn't just any off-the-shelf stainless steel. It's a proprietary alloy developed specifically for this application. In fact, it's the very same family of steel alloy used by SpaceX for the Starship rocket. Think about that for a second. The material wrapping your truck is designed to withstand the extreme temperatures and pressures of atmospheric re-entry. That's a level of durability unheard of in the consumer auto industry. Why go to such extreme lengths? The goal was to create a vehicle that was, for all intents and purposes, dent-proof. Traditional car bodies are made of thin, stamped steel or aluminum. They're designed to look good and be lightweight, but a stray shopping cart or a minor fender bender can easily leave a costly dent. The Cybertruck's exoskeleton laughs at such trivialities. The hardness of the steel is its superpower. It resists dings, dents, and scratches from everyday hazards. You've probably seen the videos people hitting it with sledgehammers, baseballs, you name it. The steel barely flinches. This isn't just a party trick. It's a practical benefit for anyone who uses their truck for actual work or just wants peace of mind. Whether you're navigating a tight construction site, exploring a rocky trail, or just dealing with the chaos of a crowded parking lot, the exoskeleton provides a new level of confidence. But creating a truck out of rocket-grade steel presented enormous manufacturing challenges. This material is so hard that it can't be stamped into complex shapes like traditional car panels. If you try, it will crack or, more likely, break the stamping press itself. This is why the Cybertruck has its iconic, angular design. The flat planes and sharp angles aren't just a stylistic choice. They are a direct consequence of the material's properties. The steel can only be bent along straight lines. This manufacturing constraint forced the design team to innovate. They developed a process called air bending, where the steel is scored on the inside and then precisely bent to form the truck shape. It's a bit like origami, but with massive sheets of ultra-hard steel. This process is what gives the Cybertruck its unmistakable, futuristic silhouette. The form truly follows the function, and in this case the material, so the exoskeleton isn't just a tough exterior. It's an integrated system where the material dictates the design, the manufacturing process, and ultimately, the vehicle's incredible durability. It's a holistic approach to engineering that prioritizes strength and longevity above all else. This steel shell provides structural support, crash protection, and a corrosion-proof finish all in one. It's a paradigm shift, moving from a vehicle that you have to protect to a vehicle that protects you and itself. Imagine a future where minor accidents don't result in weeks at the body shop and thousands in repair bills. A future where your truck looks just as good after a decade of hard use as it did on day one. That's the promise of the Cybertruck's exoskeleton. It's not just a feature. It's the very soul of the machine. This engineering marvel is a testament to first principles thinking. Instead of asking, how can we make a traditional truck better? The question was, what is the best possible way to build a utility vehicle? The answer started with the toughest, most durable material they could create, and everything else flowed from there. The result is a vehicle that looks and feels like it's from another planet, because in a way its material DNA is. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the heart of the Cybertruck. The story of this steel is just one part of a much larger narrative of innovation. We have so much more to cover in the chapters ahead. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the exoskeleton in the comments below. See you in the next one. Imagine the scene. November 21st, 2019. The lights are low, the crowd is buzzing with anticipation. On stage at the Tesla design studio in Hawthorne, California, stands Elon Musk, a figure synonymous with pushing boundaries. Tonight he's about to unveil something the world has never seen before. The Tesla Cybertruck. The atmosphere is electric, charged with the promise of revolution. This isn't just another car launch. It's a statement, a bold declaration of the future of automotive design. The Cybertruck rolls onto the stage, a gleaming, angular behemoth that looks like it drove straight out of a sci-fi movie. Its stainless steel exoskeleton, sharp lines, and unapologetic, brutalist form are a stark departure from the smooth, curved aesthetics we've come to expect from modern vehicles. The crowd's reaction is a mix of awe, confusion, and excitement. This is classic Musk, audacious, polarizing, and impossible to ignore. He begins his presentation, his voice filled with passion, detailing the truck's incredible specs. Its insane acceleration, its towing capacity, its ruggedness. He wants to prove this isn't just a concept car. It's a real-deal, tough-as-nails utility vehicle. And to do that, he needs a demonstration. This is where Franz von Holzhausen, Tesla's chief designer, steps in. He's holding a sledgehammer. The plan is to demonstrate the strength of the Cybertruck's ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel structural skin. Musk invites Franz to take a full swing at the driver's side door. The crowd gasps. Franz winds up and smacks the door with all his might. The impact is loud and forceful. The result? Not a single dent. Not a scratch. The steel body is completely unfazed. The crowd erupts and cheers. This is incredible. The demonstration is a resounding success, perfectly illustrating the truck's revolutionary durability. It's a powerful visual, a testament to the engineering prowess behind this futuristic machine. Musk is beaming. This is exactly the kind of wow moment he lives for. But the show isn't over. Musk wants to take it a step further. He wants to show off the Tesla Armor Glass, a transparent metal glass polymer composite designed to be shatter-resistant. This is where things take an unexpected and now legendary turn. Musk sets the stage for the next demonstration. Franz, he says, with a confident smile, could you try to break this glass? He explains that they've tested it extensively in the lab, throwing everything from wrenches to sinks at it without it breaking. The confidence is palpable. Franz, now holding a solid steel ball about the size of a baseball, stands a few feet from the driver's side window. The setup is simple. Throw the ball at the armored glass and watch it bounce off harmlessly. The crowd leans in, ready to be amazed once more. France takes aim and throws the ball. It flies through the air, a silver sphere on a collision course with innovation. It hits the window, and in an instant, the plan shatters, literally. A spiderweb of cracks erupts across the glass. The ball doesn't go through, but the window is undeniably broken. A collective gasp, followed by a ripple of stunned laughter, fills the room. On stage, Musk is visibly taken aback. You can almost see the gears turning in his head. He mutters an expletive under his breath, then tries to recover, saying, "Well, maybe that was a little too hard." The shock is real, not just for the audience, but for the man at the center of it all. The moment is awkward, raw, and incredibly human. But they aren't done yet. In a move that is either brave or foolish, they decide to try it again on the rear passenger window. Musk, perhaps trying to rationalize the first failure, suggests, "Let's try the rear window." The logic is fuzzy, but the show must go on. Franz, looking a bit hesitant this time, takes his position again. He lobs the steel ball at the second window, and crack. The same result, another starburst pattern of fractured glass. The audience is now in a state of amused disbelief. The demonstration, meant to be a display of invincibility, has backfired spectacularly. Musk, standing in front of two shattered windows, can only laugh it off. "It didn't go through," he points out, trying to salvage a sliver of victory from the jaws of defeat. "Room for improvement," he adds with a wry grin. He then has to continue the rest of his presentation with the two broken windows as his backdrop, a constant, glaring reminder of the mishap. It was a moment of pure, unscripted reality television, broadcast live to the world. In any other context, for any other company, this would have been a PR disaster. A failed demonstration of a key feature at a global launch event is the stuff of corporate nightmares. Pundits and critics immediately pounced. Headlines screamed about the epic fail. The internet, of course, had a field day, with memes of the shattered windows spreading like wildfire. It was an easy target, a moment of public failure from a company and a CEO known for their grand, often audacious promises. It seemed to confirm every skeptic's doubt about Tesla's ability to deliver on its ambitious claims. Was the Cybertruck just smoke and mirrors? Was this a sign of deeper problems within the company? The initial reaction was one of mockery and schadenfreude. The narrative could have easily been Tesla's embarrassing blunder. But something strange happened. The narrative began to shift. The shattered windows, instead of becoming a symbol of failure, started to represent something else entirely. Instead of sinking the Cybertruck, the incident made it iconic. Why? Because it was real. In a world of polished, pre-recorded, and perfectly manicured corporate events, this was a moment of genuine, unvarnished humanity. It was a reminder that innovation is messy. Pushing the limits of what's possible isn't a smooth, linear process. It's full of trials, errors, and yes, sometimes, shattered glass on a global stage. The moment inadvertently showcased a different kind of strength, the willingness to take a huge risk, to fail publicly, and to keep going anyway. It embodied the very spirit of Silicon Valley's move fast and break things ethos. People didn't just see a broken window. They saw the ambition behind it. They saw a team so confident in their product that they were willing to test it live in the most high-stakes environment imaginable. The failure wasn't just a failure. It was proof that they were actually trying to do something difficult, something new. The aftermath was fascinating. Musk later explained on Twitter that the base of the glass had likely been cracked during the earlier sledgehammer test on the door, which weakened its structure. This made technical sense, but by then, the story had already taken on a life of its own. The fail became a masterclass in marketing, albeit an unintentional one. The Cybertruck was no longer just an abstract concept. It was the truck with the windows that broke but didn't let the ball through. It was instantly memorable. Pre-orders flooded in. Within days, Tesla had received hundreds of thousands of reservations, each requiring a deposit. The shattered windows didn't deter people. If anything, they drew them in. It created a story, a legend. Owning a Cybertruck wasn't just about owning an electric truck. It was about buying into a piece of that story, a piece of that audacious, imperfect, boundary-pushing moment. Looking back, the shattered window incident is a perfect metaphor for Tesla itself. The company's journey has been anything but smooth. It has been filled with production challenges, financial scares, and constant scrutiny. Yet through it all, it has relentlessly pursued its mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Like the armored glass, The company has been hit with major blows that would have shattered other organizations, but it hasn't broken through. It has absorbed the impact, shown its cracks, and kept moving forward. The moment with Franz and the steel ball wasn't a flaw in the presentation. It was the heart of it. It revealed the human side of technological ambition. It showed that even visionaries like Elon Musk can have things go wrong. It was a moment of vulnerability that, paradoxically, made the company and its product seem more authentic and more compelling. It was a beautiful, chaotic, and unforgettable accident. Ultimately, Chapter 5 of the Cybertruck saga isn't about broken glass. It's about the resilience of a vision. It's about the courage to swing for the fences, even if you sometimes strike out in spectacular fashion. The image of Elon Musk standing in front of his seemingly indestructible truck, framed by two shattered windows, is one of the most enduring images in modern automotive history. It's a symbol of the messy, unpredictable, and thrilling pursuit of innovation. It reminds us that progress isn't about perfection. It's about having the audacity to throw the steel ball in the first place, and the tenacity to smile and say, room for improvement when it doesn't go exactly as planned. And that, in itself, is a story worth telling, a story far more powerful than a simple, flawless demonstration ever could have been. Thank you so much for joining me on this look back at one of the most iconic moments in tech history. It's a story that continues to fascinate and inspire. What did you think of the Cybertruck reveal when you first saw it? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more stories about the fascinating world of technology and innovation. We have a lot more to explore together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember the Cybertruck reveal? The shattered window, the wild design, the internet went crazy? Memes were everywhere, showing the Cybertruck as a doorstop, a piece of low-poly art, you name it. Traditional automakers had a good laugh, shaking their heads and saying, see? Tesla's finally lost it. Analysts and skeptics joined the chorus, predicting it would be a colossal failure, a niche product at best, or maybe never even get built at all. They called it impractical, ugly, a publicity stunt. The narrative was set. Elon Musk had gone too far, and this was the beginning of the end. But while the world was laughing, something else was happening. Deep inside Tesla's facilities, away from the noise and the jokes, a team of engineers was quietly getting to work. They weren't just tweaking an existing truck design. They were starting from scratch, tasked with turning that audacious, seemingly impossible concept into a reality. The laughter from the outside was just background noise to them. Their challenge was immense: to build one of the most complex and unconventional vehicles ever conceived. The public saw a meme. They saw a mission. The first major hurdle was the material itself. The Cybertruck's signature feature is its exoskeleton, made from ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel. This isn't the stuff your typical car is made of. It's the same alloy developed for SpaceX's Starship. Why? Because it's incredibly strong and corrosion-resistant, but that strength is a double-edged sword. It's fantastic for durability, but a nightmare for manufacturing. Standard automotive stamping presses, the massive machines that shape steel into doors and fenders, can't handle it. The steel is so tough it would break the dies. So Tesla had to reinvent the manufacturing process. Instead of stamping complex curves, they opted for a method more akin to origami, using straight folds. They developed a new technique called air bending, where a sheet of steel is scored on the inside and then precisely bent to create the truck's angular panels. This required inventing entirely new machinery and quality control processes to ensure every fold was perfect, down to the micron. It was a manufacturing puzzle that had never been solved on this scale before. While others were mocking the design's simplicity, Tesla engineers were pioneering a new way to build vehicles. Then there was the sheer scale and integration. The Cybertruck wasn't just a body-on-frame truck with a different shell. It was a complete reimagining of what a truck could be. Take the Gigafactory. Instead of welding together hundreds of small metal parts to create the vehicle's underbody, Tesla uses enormous casting machines to create huge single pieces of the front and rear structure. The Gigapress, a machine the size of a small house, injects molten aluminum into a mold to create a part that's lighter, stronger, and much faster to produce. For the Cybertruck, they had to develop the largest automotive castings ever made. This simplifies the factory, reduces weight, and improves structural rigidity all at once. And it didn't stop there. They had to integrate a 48-volt electrical architecture, a first for a mass-produced vehicle. Most cars use a 12-volt system, but switching to 48 volts allows for thinner wires, saving weight, and copper, and more efficiently powering all the high-tech components, from the massive touchscreen to the steer-by-wire system. Steer-by-wire means there's no physical connection between the steering wheel and the front wheels. It's all done electronically. This allows for incredible features like a variable steering ratio, making it easy to park, and four-wheel steering, which gives the Cybertruck the turning radius of a much smaller car. Each of these innovations was a monumental engineering project in itself. Let's talk about the glass. Yes, that asterisk glass. The armor glass that famously failed in the live demo. The irony is, the failure happened for a reason that actually proves how tough the truck is. Earlier in the demo, they hit the door with a sledgehammer to show the strength of the stainless steel panel. That impact, while not denting the door, apparently cracked the base of the glass. So when the steel ball was thrown, the already compromised window gave way. But the engineering behind it is still impressive. It's a multi-layer polymer composite designed to absorb and dissipate impact. Perfecting this, ensuring it was both strong and manufacturable at scale, was another hidden challenge that the team had to solve away from the public eye. While the means focused on the sharp angles, Tesla engineers were obsessed with function. The tonneau cover, or the Volt, as they call it, is a perfect example. It's a motorized, retractable cover strong enough for a person to stand on, and it locks to create a secure, 6-foot-long bed. When closed, it dramatically improves the truck's aerodynamics, contributing to its impressive range. Integrating this robust, watertight system seamlessly into the unconventional body was a massive design and engineering feat. It wasn't just a lid. It was an integral part of the vehicle's structure and performance. So, while the world was sharing memes and traditional automakers were feeling smug, Tesla was quietly solving one impossible problem after another. They weren't just building a truck. They were building new materials, new manufacturing techniques, and new vehicle systems from the ground up. The Cybertruck's journey from a controversial concept to a tangible product on the road is a story of relentless engineering in the face of widespread doubt. They took the laughter and the criticism, put their heads down, and built the future. What seemed like a joke to many was, in reality, one of the most ambitious engineering projects in automotive history. And that's the real story behind the truck that broke the mold. It shows that sometimes, the biggest leaps forward happen when everyone else is standing still, pointing and laughing. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next chapter. We've got so much more to uncover. See you in the next one. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Cybertruck saga. Today we're on Chapter 7, From Sketch to Steel, the Manufacturing Challenge. We're going inside Gigafactory Texas, the heart of Tesla's ambition, to uncover the monumental task of bringing this radical design to life. If you thought designing the Cybertruck was hard, just wait until you hear about building it. From the very beginning, the Cybertruck was defined by a material rarely seen in mass-produced vehicles: ultra-hard, cold-rolled stainless steel. This wasn't just a style choice. It was a declaration of strength and durability. But this choice came with a colossal manufacturing headache. You see, this steel alloy, dubbed HFS for hard-to-fing steel by the engineers, doesn't like to be told what to do. It resists bending, it fights against conventional stamping, and it makes welding a high-stakes game of precision. Let's talk about bending. Traditional auto body panels are pressed into shape like cookie dough. But the Cybertruck steel is so tough it would break the presses, so Tesla had to pioneer a new method. They developed a technique called air bending, where a high-powered press scores the steel in a straight line and then bends it, creating those iconic sharp angles. It's less like pressing a panel and more like industrial-scale origami. Every single bend had to be perfect. A fraction of a degree off, and the whole panel would be scrap. The tolerances were microscopic, a challenge that required custom machinery and relentless calibration. Then there was the problem of welding. You can't just spot weld stainless steel like this and expect a clean finish. The goal was a seamless, monolithic look, as if the truck was carved from a single block of metal. This required advanced laser welding techniques to fuse the panels together without warping the steel or leaving visible seams. The heat management had to be incredibly precise. Too much heat, and you compromise the steel's integrity. Too little, and the bond is weak. Specialized robots, moving with surgical accuracy, were programmed to execute these welds, creating a bond that's as strong as it is beautiful. Every step of this process was a battle against the material itself. The exoskeleton design, which gives the Cybertruck its immense strength, also meant that the exterior panels are structural. Unlike a normal car where the body panels are just a skin on the Cybertruck, they are the skeleton. This means any imperfection wasn't just a cosmetic flaw. It could be a structural one. The pressure to get it right on every single truck was immense, and we haven't even touched on the weight. Stainless steel is heavy. Managing the vehicle's overall weight while maintaining its strength and achieving the desired range was a constant balancing act. Engineers had to shave grams wherever they could without compromising the vehicle's core identity of being a fortress on wheels. This influenced every component from the chassis design to the interior fittings. It was a puzzle where every piece affected the others. But inside Gigafactory Texas, what you see is a symphony of industrial artistry. Massive robots glide along the production line, their arms moving with a grace that belies their power. They lift, turn, and weld these enormous steel panels with a precision that no human hand could ever replicate. It's a dance of machines, choreographed to build one of the most unconventional vehicles ever conceived. The factory itself had to be built around the truck's unique manufacturing needs. Think about the sheer scale of this operation. Tesla didn't just invent a new truck. They had to invent a new way to build it. They created their own steel alloy, designed their own manufacturing processes, and built a factory specifically for this purpose. This is what production hell looks like when you're trying to reinvent the wheel, or in this case, the entire pickup truck. The journey from a simple sketch to a gleaming steel behemoth rolling off the line was fraught with challenges that would have stopped most companies in their tracks. The result is a testament to that perseverance. When you see a Cybertruck, you're not just looking at a vehicle. You're looking at the physical embodiment of a manufacturing revolution. You're seeing the countless hours of problem solving, the breakthroughs in materials science, and the sheer audacity to challenge a century of automotive tradition. The seamless lines, the sharp angles, the unpainted steel, it all tells a story of a battle fought and won on the factory floor. It is this fusion of robotic precision and human ingenuity that makes the Cybertruck's creation so fascinating. It wasn't just about assembling parts. It was about taming a new material and bending it to their will. The manufacturing challenge was as ambitious as the design itself, a true journey from sketch to steel. Thanks for joining us on this look inside the factory. The story isn't over yet, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss the next chapter. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button to let us know. We'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to our deep dive into the automotive revolution that is the Cybertruck. Today, in Chapter 8, we're peeling back that stainless steel exoskeleton to uncover the raw, untamed power lurking beneath the polygon. This isn't just about a futuristic design, it's about the heart of a beast. So let's talk about what makes this truck move. It's not your traditional rumbling engine. Instead, Tesla equipped the top-tier Cybertruck, often called the Cyberbeast, with a jaw-dropping tri-motor all-wheel drive system. Think about that for a second. One motor on the front axle and two independent motors on the rear axle. This isn't just for show. This setup allows for something truly magical in the world of physics. Torque vectoring. Instead of a mechanical differential clumsily distributing power, the Cybertruck's brain, its advanced software, can precisely control the torque sent to each rear wheel, independently and instantly. When you're turning, it can send more power to the outside wheel, effectively pushing the truck through the corner with unbelievable stability and grip. It's like the truck is actively thinking about how to stay perfectly planted on the road, whether you're navigating a tight city corner or a slippery off-road trail. This level of control is something mechanical systems can only dream of. Now let's get to the feeling, the sensation that truly defines an electric vehicle: instant torque. The moment your foot touches the accelerator, you get 100% of the available power. There's no waiting for turbos to spool up, no lag, no hesitation. It's a pure, unadulterated surge of force. In the Cybertruck, this translates to mind-bending acceleration. We're talking about a vehicle that weighs nearly 7,000 pounds launching from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a claimed 2.6 seconds. Let that sink in. A truck, a big, hulking, angular truck, out-accelerating some of the most iconic supercars ever made. It's a paradox on wheels. It's like watching a rhino sprint like a cheetah. This isn't just about winning drag races, though that's certainly a fun party trick. This instant power is incredibly practical. Need to merge onto a busy highway? You have all the power you need right now. Need to pull a heavy load up a steep grade? The torque is there effortlessly. That's another crucial aspect of this tri-motor setup. Its towing capability. With an estimated towing capacity of up to 11,000 pounds, the Cybertruck isn't just a performance toy. It's a genuine workhorse. The immense and instantly available torque makes pulling heavy trailers feel almost effortless. The electric powertrain provides a smooth, continuous pull, without the jerky gear shifts you'd experience in a traditional truck. Plus, the active torque vectoring and air suspension work together to keep the truck and trailer stable and level, providing a much more confident and less stressful towing experience. Imagine pulling a massive boat out of the water on a slippery ramp. The Cybertruck's precise power delivery makes a challenging task feel routine. But the performance isn't just about straight-line speed. The Cybertruck's unique construction plays a huge role. The battery pack is integrated into the floor, creating a structural battery pack. This design does two things. First, it adds immense rigidity to the entire chassis, making the truck feel solid and responsive. Second, it places the heaviest component at the lowest possible point, resulting in an incredibly low center of gravity for a truck. A low center of gravity is the holy grail of vehicle dynamics. It dramatically reduces body roll when you're cornering, making the Cybertruck handle less like a top-heavy truck and more like a sporty sedan. Combined with the adaptive air suspension, which can adjust the ride height and damping on the fly, and the rear wheel steering, which can turn the rear wheels up to 10 degrees, the Cybertruck boasts an agility that completely defies its size and shape. It can make tight turns with a smaller turning circle than many smaller SUVs, and feels surprisingly nimble and maneuverable in parking lots and on winding roads. So, when you look at the Cybertruck, don't just see the sharp angles and the stainless steel. See the engineering marvel underneath. It's a vehicle that redefines what a truck can be. It proves that you don't have to choose between utility, performance, and futuristic design. The Cybertruck wasn't just about looking different, it was engineered to perform differently. It is a performance beast, cloaked in the simplicity of minimalism. It's a statement that the future of power isn't just about being clean. It's about being overwhelmingly, breathtakingly capable. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of the power beneath the polygon. The engineering here is truly something to behold. If you enjoyed this chapter of our journey, please give this video a thumbs up, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next installment. We have so much more to uncover. See you in the next one. Scene opens with dramatic shots of the Cybertruck navigating rugged, desert-like terrain, intercut with CGI of the truck on a reddish, Mars-like landscape. Hello and welcome back to our deep dive into the story of the Tesla Cybertruck. Today, in Chapter 9, we're going off-road, way off-road. We're talking about a vision that extends beyond our own planet. This is off-road on Mars. From the very beginning, the Cybertruck wasn't just pitched as another electric pickup. It was presented as a vehicle for the apocalypse, for the untamed wilderness, for a future we've only seen in science fiction. And at the heart of that science fiction dream is Elon Musk's ultimate goal, Mars. When Musk unveiled the Cybertruck, he didn't just talk about towing capacity and 0 to 60 times. He mentioned that this vehicle was designed with the red planet in mind. Cut to shots of the Cybertruck's stainless steel exoskeleton and geometric design. So, what makes a truck Mars-ready? It starts with the materials. The ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel exoskeleton isn't just for show or to resist dents from shopping carts. This alloy was developed by SpaceX for its Starship rocket. Its incredible resistance to corrosion and extreme temperatures is crucial for a spacecraft re-entering Earth's atmosphere. And it's just as crucial for surviving the harsh, unforgiving environment of Mars. The Martian atmosphere is thin, offering little protection from solar radiation. Its surface is covered in fine abrasive dust, and temperatures can swing wildly from a chilly -125 degrees Celsius at night to a more comfortable 20 degrees Celsius during the day. A standard painted vehicle would be sandblasted down to its bare metal, and its components would struggle with the thermal stress. The Cybertruck's raw, unpainted steel body is purpose-built to handle exactly this kind of abuse. It doesn't have a delicate paint job to scratch or peel. It's a raw, functional surface, much like the lunar rovers of the Apollo missions. Show animations or graphics illustrating the Cybertruck's adaptive air suspension and sealed battery pack. Then there's the terrain. Mars isn't a paved highway. It's a world of craters, rocks, and soft, sandy dunes. The Cybertruck's adaptive air suspension is key here. It can raise the vehicle to provide up to 16 inches of ground clearance, allowing it to navigate over obstacles that would stop a conventional truck in its tracks. This isn't just for climbing curbs at the mall. It's designed for genuine, unpredictable, all-terrain exploration. The nearly flat underbody also means there's less to snag on rocks and debris, a critical feature when you're millions of miles away from the nearest repair shop. And let's talk about the power source. The Cybertruck is all electric. On Mars, there are no gas stations. The plan for a Martian colony relies heavily on solar power. A fleet of Cybertrucks could theoretically be charged using vast solar arrays, creating a self-sustaining transportation system. The truck's large, flat surfaces, especially the tonneau cover, even sparked speculation about integrating solar panels directly onto the vehicle itself, allowing it to slowly recharge while parked under the weak Martian sun. This concept, known as the Cybercamper, imagined a vehicle that could support life and exploration for extended periods. Show conceptual art of a Martian base with Cybertrucks and SpaceX starships. Musk's vision is one of synergy between his companies. SpaceX builds the rockets to get to Mars. The Boring Company could dig tunnels for habitats. And Tesla? Tesla would provide the ground transportation. He has specifically mentioned that a future pressurized version of the Cybertruck would be needed for Mars, essentially turning it into a localized rover for astronauts. Imagine a small crew, sealed inside a modified Cybertruck, embarking on a geological survey miles away from their main habitat. The truck becomes their lifeline, their transportation, their power source, and their shelter all in one. This Mars-ready philosophy explains so many of the Cybertruck's unconventional design choices. Why the sharp, angular form? It simplifies manufacturing, which is a huge advantage when you might need to produce or repair parts in a resource-limited environment like Mars. The simplicity and durability of every component, from the armored glass to the robust suspension, reflect a design principle where failure is not an option. On Earth, a breakdown is an inconvenience. On Mars, it could be a life-or-death situation. So, when we look at the Cybertruck traversing a muddy trail or a rocky desert here on Earth, we're seeing more than just an off-road vehicle. We are watching a dress rehearsal. We are seeing a test run for a future where humanity is a multi-planetary species. The Cybertruck is a bridge between the rugged wilderness of our own world and the red deserts of another. It's a piece of hardware built for the frontier, wherever that frontier may be. It's a bold, ambitious, and perhaps even audacious concept. But it's this level of thinking that pushes the boundaries of what's possible. Is it a practical vehicle for Mars right now? Of course not, but it's a statement of intent. It's a platform designed with that extreme environment as its ultimate benchmark. By designing for Mars, Tesla created a truck that is, by default, over-engineered for almost anything Earth can throw at it. It is a testament to thinking big and building for a future that is still just over the horizon. Thank you so much for joining us for this chapter. What do you think about the Cybertruck's Martian aspirations? Is it brilliant foresight or a sci-fi fantasy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. See you then. Alright, let's step inside the future. Welcome to Chapter 10 of our deep dive, the Cybertruck's interior. The moment you open that door, you realize this isn't just another truck. It's an entirely new experience. Forget everything you know about traditional vehicle cabins. There are no clusters of confusing buttons, no complex dials, just clean, sharp lines that stretch across the entire space. It's a design philosophy that screams confidence. It doesn't need to shout with dozens of features. Its presence is enough. The first thing that will probably grab your attention is the sheer sense of space. It feels vast, open, and incredibly airy, thanks in large part to the minimalist approach. The dashboard is a masterpiece of simplicity. It's this single, monolithic piece that looks like it was carved from a block of futuristic marble. The material itself is a unique composite, giving it this cool, smooth, almost stone-like texture, yet it feels durable and modern. It's not wood, it's not leather, it's something else entirely. It's a bold statement, moving away from the conventional materials we've grown accustomed to. This clean surface serves as a canvas, drawing your eyes to the one thing that matters, the massive central touchscreen. This is the command center for everything from navigation and media to vehicle settings and climate control. The interface is incredibly intuitive, responsive, and beautifully integrated into the dash. It's less like a car infotainment system and more like a high-end tablet seamlessly built into the vehicle architecture. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the yoke in the cockpit. The steering yoke. This is probably one of the most debated and futuristic elements of the Cybertruck. It's not a wheel. It's a direct link to the road, designed to give you an unobstructed view of both the instrument display and the world ahead. Holding it feels like you're piloting a spacecraft, not just driving a truck. The rectangular shape and the tactile controls are positioned perfectly for your thumbs. Initially, it might feel a little different, but you adapt surprisingly quickly. The steer-by-wire system means small inputs create precise movements, making maneuvering feel responsive and direct. It enhances that feeling of being in a high-tech machine, connecting you to the vehicle in a way a traditional steering wheel just can't. Look up. The panoramic glass roof is nothing short of breathtaking. It stretches from the front all the way to the back, flooding the cabin with natural light and creating an unparalleled sense of openness. It feels like the sky is part of the interior. The glass is not just any glass either. It's armored just like the rest of the truck, and it's tinted to protect you from UV rays and keep the cabin cool, even on the sunniest days. Driving through a city at night, you see the skyline pass above you. On a road trip through the countryside, you can stargaze right from your seat. It completely transforms the driving experience, making every journey feel like an event. It connects you with your surroundings while keeping you cocooned in this futuristic, secure pod. The seating continues this theme of minimalist comfort. The seats are sculpted and angular, matching the exterior design, but they are surprisingly comfortable and supportive. The material is a durable, premium vegan textile that's easy to clean, perfect for a vehicle that's built to handle anything. There's ample legroom in both the front and back. In fact, the rear seating area is cavernous. The flat floor, with no transmission tunnel getting in the way, means 3 adults can sit comfortably in the back without any issues. There are also clever storage solutions hidden throughout the cabin. The center console is massive, and there are hidden compartments that maintain the clean aesthetic while providing practical space for all your gear. Lighting plays a huge role in the cabin's atmosphere. A thin, customizable ambient light strip runs the length of the interior, tracing the sharp angles of the doors and dashboard. You can change the color to match your mood, transforming the cabin from a calm, cool blue to a vibrant, energetic red. At night, it casts a soft, indirect glow that highlights the interior's unique geometry without being distracting. It feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, adding another layer of personality and customization to your personal spacecraft. It's these small, thoughtful details that elevate the Cybertruck's interior from just being minimalist to being truly special. It proves that you don't need clutter to create a rich and engaging environment. Every element in here feels intentional. The air vents are seamlessly integrated into the dashboard, almost invisible. You control the airflow through the touchscreen, directing it precisely where you want it. This hidden vent system is brilliant because it eliminates the visual clutter of traditional air conditioning vents, contributing to that incredibly clean and uninterrupted dashboard design. The sound system is equally impressive. The speakers are strategically placed and tuned to the cabin's unique acoustics, delivering crisp, immersive audio whether you're listening to a podcast or your favorite playlist. The sound quality is phenomenal, turning the cabin into your own private concert hall. It's an auditory experience that matches the visual one, clear, powerful, and futuristic. The user experience is paramount. From the moment you approach the vehicle and the door handles present themselves, to the ease of use of the central screen, everything is designed to be intuitive and effortless. The software is constantly being updated over the air, meaning the Cybertruck you own today will be even better tomorrow with new features and improvements downloaded while you sleep. This is a vehicle that evolves with you. It's not a static object but a dynamic piece of technology. This philosophy extends to the interior, where the digital interface can be customized to your preferences, making the truck truly yours. It's this blend of robust, muscular design and intelligent, adaptable technology that makes the interior so compelling. Let's take a final look around. The combination of the sleek, marble-like dashboard, the game-changing yoke steering, the expansive panoramic roof, and the spacious, comfortable seating creates a cabin that is unlike any other on the road today. It's a space that is both minimal and muscular, functional and beautiful. It's designed to make you feel like you are in the cockpit of something special, something from the future. It's quiet, it's comfortable, and it's built to last. The Cybertruck's interior isn't just a place to sit while you drive. It's an integral part of the experience, a testament to a bold vision of what a vehicle can be. It challenges conventions and redefines expectations, and honestly, it's an incredible place to spend time. Thanks so much for joining me on this walkthrough of the Cybertruck's futuristic interior. It truly is a space that you need to see to believe. What's your favorite feature? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you resubscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss the next chapter in our series. We have a lot more to cover. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Today we're diving deep into the digital soul of one of the most talked about vehicles on the planet. Forget the stainless steel exoskeleton for a moment, because in Chapter 11, we're exploring what truly sets the Cybertruck apart. Its philosophy of software over steel. Most trucks are defined by their chassis, their engine, their towing capacity. They are static machines, their capabilities fixed the day they roll off the assembly line. But Tesla, as always, plays by a different set of rules. The Cybertruck isn't just a truck. It's a powerful computer on wheels. It's a living machine, designed to evolve, learn, and improve long after you've driven it home. This is the core of Tesla's software-first approach. Think about your smartphone. You get an update, and suddenly it has new features, a better camera algorithm, improved security, or a fresh interface. Now, apply that same concept to a 6,000-pound truck. That's the magic of over-the-air or OTA updates. While you sleep, your Cybertruck can download and install new software that might enhance its suspension dynamics, optimize its battery management for more range, or even add brand new entertainment features to its massive touchscreen. One day you might wake up to find your truck's off-road capabilities have been fine-tuned, or its charging speed has increased. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality for Tesla owners. The vehicle you buy today is not the best version of that vehicle. The best version is always yet to come, delivered silently and seamlessly through the power of software. This constant evolution turns the traditional ownership model on its head. You're not just buying a product. You're investing in a platform that continuously gets better. Let's talk about the brain behind the operation. The full self-driving, or FSD, computer. This is where the Cybertruck's potential truly becomes mind-boggling. Every Cybertruck is built with the hardware necessary for advanced autonomous driving. As the software matures, the truck's ability to navigate the world on its own will grow exponentially. We're not just talking about cruise control that keeps you in your lane. We're talking about a system that aims to handle everything from city streets to complex highway interchanges. The beta tag on FSD is crucial here. It signifies a system in development, one that is learning from every single mile driven by the entire Tesla fleet. Millions of cars are out there, collecting data on tricky intersections, unexpected pedestrian movements, and bizarre weather conditions. This collective experience feeds back into Tesla's neural network, making every single car in the fleet smarter. So your Cybertruck doesn't just learn from your driving. It learns from the experiences of a million other drivers. It's part of a massive, interconnected digital organism. When one car successfully navigates a poorly marked construction zone, the lessons learned can be distributed to the entire fleet in a future update. This shared intelligence is what separates Tesla's approach from nearly every other automaker. They are not just building cars. They are building a distributed artificial intelligence network, but the software isn't just about driving. It's about creating an adaptive, intelligent environment. The Cybertruck's air suspension, for example, isn't just a set of springs. It's an adaptive system. Using its cameras and sensors, it can see a bumpy road ahead and adjust the damping in real time for a smoother ride. It can remember that steep driveway you have and automatically raise its ground clearance every time you approach home. It's not just reacting, it's anticipating. This adaptive nature extends to every part of the vehicle. The user interface on the giant 18.5-inch Infinity touchscreen is a prime example. It's clean, customizable, and incredibly responsive, but more importantly, it's not static. Tesla can redesign the layout, add new apps, and integrate new services with a simple software push. Remember when they added a boombox feature that lets you play custom sounds through the external speaker? Or the light show synchronized to music? These are fun, almost whimsical additions that would be impossible in a traditional vehicle without a trip to the dealer and a hefty bill. With the Cybertruck, it's just another Tuesday update. This creates a unique bond between the owner and the vehicle. It feels less like a tool and more like a tech companion. The truck can become your mobile office, your entertainment hub, and your adventure partner, all configurable through software. The minimalist interior, devoid of traditional buttons and knobs, is a deliberate choice. It's a blank canvas, allowing the software to define the experience. The function of a control isn't tied to a physical button. It's a piece of code that can be moved, changed, or improved. This digital-first mindset completely redefines the concept of longevity in a vehicle. A traditional truck's value is often tied to its mechanical condition and mileage. Rust, wear, and tear are its greatest enemies. For the Cybertruck, while the stainless steel body certainly helps fight physical decay, its true longevity comes from its digital relevance. 5 years from now, a conventional truck will be technologically ancient. The Cybertruck, however, could be more capable, safer, and more efficient than the day it was built, thanks to half a decade of continuous software updates. It's an evolving digital organism, clad in a suit of steel armor. Its physical form is tough and enduring, but its soul is fluid and ever-changing. This is the promise of software over steel. It's a fundamental shift in what a vehicle can be. It's no longer just about horsepower and torque. It's about processing power and network effects. It's not just a machine you own, it's a platform you're a part of. The Cybertruck isn't just built for the future. It's designed to continuously become the future. What do you all think? Is this software-first approach the true revolution in the auto industry? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your perspective on this. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to see more content breaking down the future of technology and transportation, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more videos like this one. Until next time, stay curious and drive safe. Alright, welcome back to our deep dive. Today we're tackling Chapter 12, Range, Power, and Practicality. This is where the rubber really meets the road, where we move past the stunning looks and get into the nitty-gritty of what makes this truck tick day in and day out. We're talking about the numbers and features that truly define a truck's worth. Its range, its muscle for towing, and the clever solutions that make life easier. So grab a seat, because we're about to unpack the powerhouse features that could make this your ultimate daily driver and weekend warrior. Let's jump right into the big question on everyone's mind. Range. How far can this beast actually go on a single charge? The official numbers are impressive, with the largest battery pack aiming for a staggering 500 miles. Now, let's be real for a moment. That's an ideal figure, achieved under perfect conditions. In the real world, factors like how you drive, the weather, and the terrain will all play a part. Aggressive driving or extreme cold can reduce that number. But even if we conservatively estimate a real-world range of, say, 400 to 450 miles for the top-tier model, that is still phenomenal. That is enough to get you from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and back with juice to spare. For most people, this completely eliminates range anxiety for daily commutes and even most regional trips. You're likely looking at charging just once a week, maybe twice if you have a heavy foot. The standard models, with their more modest but still very capable range estimates, are perfect for city life and suburban errands, offering plenty of buffer for those unexpected detours. It's a game changer, making the switch to electric feel not like a compromise but a genuine upgrade in convenience. Now let's talk power. A truck isn't just about getting from A to B. It's about what it can bring with it. And when it comes to towing, this machine is engineered to be a true workhorse. We're hearing projections of a towing capacity that starts around 7,500 pounds and goes all the way up to an incredible 14,000 pounds on the top trim models. Think about what that means. 14,000 pounds is enough to haul a large travel trailer, a serious boat, or a flatbed stacked with construction materials. This isn't just a lifestyle truck. It's a legitimate tool for getting big jobs done. But here's the crucial part. How does towing affect that incredible range? Physics is physics, and pulling a heavy load will absolutely reduce your driving distance. Early estimates suggest you might see a reduction of 30% to 50%, depending on the weight and aerodynamics of your trailer. So, if you're starting with 500 miles, you might be looking at a realistic towing range of 250 to 300 miles. That's still a very solid distance, enough to get you to most campgrounds or job sites without needing a mid-trip charge. The key is planning. The onboard navigation will be smart enough to factor in your trailer and route you through charging stations, making those long hauls far less daunting than you might think. It's about combining brute strength with intelligent planning. One of the most futuristic and talked about features is the optional solar panel integration, particularly on the tonneau cover. Is this just a gimmick, or is it genuinely useful? Let's break it down. The idea is that the solar panels will trickle charge the battery throughout the day. Under optimal, sunny conditions, the system is projected to add up to 15 miles of range per day. Now, 15 miles might not sound like a lot, but think about it over time. If you live in a sunny place like Arizona or California, that's potentially over 100 free miles of range every week or over 5,000 miles a year. That's like getting free fuel just by parking your truck outside. It's not designed to be your primary charging method, of course. You'll still plug in at home or at a fast charger. But it's a brilliant way to offset your daily energy use, especially for short trips. Imagine running errands around town, and by the time you get home, your truck has already replenished the energy you used. It also acts as a safety net. If you're out camping or in a remote area and your battery is low, that solar trickle charge could be the difference maker, giving you just enough juice to get to the next town. It's a smart, sustainable feature that adds a layer of self-sufficiency and practicality. Finally, let's talk about one of my favorite parts of this truck's design, the bed, or as they call it, the vault. This isn't just an open cargo box. It's a masterclass in utility and security. The first thing you'll notice is the motorized, armored tonneau cover. With the press of a button, it rolls down and locks, turning the entire truck bed into a secure, weatherproof trunk. It's strong enough to stand on. This means you can store valuable tools, luggage, or sporting equipment in the back with the same peace of mind you'd have leaving them in your car's trunk. No more worrying about theft or your gear getting soaked in a sudden downpour. But the cleverness doesn't stop there. Underneath the main bed floor is a hidden trunk, similar to what you'd find in some SUVs. This gear locker is perfect for storing smaller items, charging cables, or emergency kits, keeping them organized and out of the way. And the tailgate isn't just a tailgate. It's a multifunction workspace. It includes a hidden pull-out ramp, making it incredibly easy to load things like motorcycles or TVs without needing separate, cumbersome ramps. It's this fusion of rugged utility with refined, elegant execution that sets it apart. It's a vault for your valuables, a workbench for your projects, and a cargo hauler for your adventures, all integrated into one seamless, brilliant package. So as we wrap up Chapter 12, what's the verdict on range, power, and practicality? It's clear this isn't just a concept vehicle designed to look cool. It's been engineered from the ground up to solve real-world problems. The range is more than enough to conquer daily life and long trips. The power is there to tow the big toys and handle the tough jobs. And the practicality, from the solar roof to the vault-like bed, is woven into every aspect of its design. It's a vehicle that seems to understand what truck owners actually need: strength, security, and smarts. It manages to be a tough workhorse, a comfortable family vehicle, and a secure gear hauler all at once. This combination of raw capability and thoughtful elegance is what makes it so compelling. It's a practical powerhouse that is genuinely exciting. Thank you so much for joining me on this detailed exploration. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what this amazing truck is capable of. If you found this helpful and want to see more content like this, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next chapter. We love hearing from you, so drop your questions and thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and drive safe. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating turnarounds in recent memory: the public's journey with the Tesla Cybertruck. Remember that night in 2019? Elon Musk walks on stage and boom, a stainless steel wedge on wheels. The internet absolutely exploded. The immediate reaction wasn't just surprise. It was pure, unadulterated mockery. Within minutes, the memes were flying. People compared it to a doorstop, a block of cheese, a low-poly video game render from the 90s. The infamous armor glass demonstration, where the windows shattered, just added fuel to the fire. For many, it was a joke, a design so bizarre and so out of touch that it couldn't possibly be real. Comment sections were ruthless. Headlines called it bizarre, ugly, and a PR disaster. It seemed like Tesla had completely misread the room. The traditional truck market, with its loyal following and established aesthetics, looked on with a mix of confusion and amusement. The consensus was clear. Who would ever drive this thing? It was the laughingstock of the automotive world, a perfect storm of internet humor and public disbelief. But then something strange started to happen. The pre-order numbers began to trickle in. First, 100,000. Then 250,000. Then 500,000. All with a small, refundable deposit. The numbers were staggering, especially for a vehicle that looked like it had driven straight out of a sci-fi movie. This was the first major clue that the online mockery didn't represent the whole story. While one part of the internet was busy making memes, another, much larger group was quietly putting their money down. They weren't just intrigued. They were sold. This disconnect between the vocal critics and the silent buyers was the first crack in the narrative of failure. It suggested that maybe, just maybe, Musk and his team knew something the rest of us didn't. The years between the reveal and the first deliveries were a masterclass in anticipation and speculation. Every leaked photo, every patent filing, every brief glimpse of a prototype driving around was dissected by an increasingly obsessed community. The initial shock began to wear off, replaced by a deep curiosity. People started to look past the sharp angles and see the substance underneath. They started talking about the stainless steel exoskeleton, a feature usually reserved for aerospace, not pickup trucks. They discussed the potential durability, the resistance to dents and corrosion. The conversation shifted from "it's ugly" to "it's built like a tank." The practical aspects also started to sink in. The promise of incredible towing capacity, impressive range, and supercar-like acceleration began to outweigh the unconventional design for many. Potential buyers imagined a truck that didn't rust, didn't need paint, and could withstand the rigors of a construction site or an off-road trail better than anything else on the market. The design, once seen as a flaw, was slowly being reframed as a feature. It wasn't ugly, it was utilitarian. It wasn't strange, it was efficient. The form followed function in the most extreme way possible. The Cybertruck wasn't trying to be just another truck. It was trying to be a better tool. When the first production models finally hit the roads in late 2023, the shift in public opinion accelerated dramatically. Real-world videos replaced CGI renders. Seeing it drive on the highway, parked in a suburban driveway, or covered in mud changed everything. It had a presence that photos just couldn't capture. It was imposing, futuristic, and undeniably real. Celebrities and influencers started getting theirs, and suddenly, the Cybertruck was everywhere. It became a status symbol, not of wealth in the traditional sense, but of being an early adopter, of being part of the future. The design that was once mocked became a badge of honor. You started seeing a new kind of comment online. People would say, "I hated it at first, but now I kind of love it," or "it's growing on me," this phenomenon, where something initially disliked becomes appreciated over time, is common with revolutionary designs. Think of the Eiffel Tower or certain styles of modern architecture. They were all criticized at first. The Cybertruck followed this classic pattern. Its radical departure from the norm forced people to reconsider what a truck could be. It challenged decades of established design language. And as people got used to the new visual, the initial rejection softened to a grudging and then genuine respect. What we witnessed was a classic story of a disruptive idea. First, it's ridiculed because it's different. Then it's fiercely opposed because it threatens the status quo. Finally, it becomes self-evident, accepted as the new normal. The Cybertruck's journey from a meme to a marvel is a powerful lesson in vision and persistence. It showed that public opinion isn't static, it evolves. The laughter died down, replaced by a quiet admiration for the sheer audacity of the project. Tesla didn't just build a new truck. They forced an entire industry and the public to have a conversation about the future of automotive design. And whether you love it or hate it, you have to admit that's a remarkable achievement. So, What do you think? Have you come around on the Cybertruck, or are you still a skeptic? Let me know your journey with it in the comments below. It's a fascinating topic, and I'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. It really helps us out. We'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that has been lighting up comment sections and forums for years: the electric truck showdown. But this isn't your typical spec for spec 0 to 60 race. Instead, we're exploring the clash of philosophies, the duel of design between the Tesla Cybertruck and its formidable rivals, the Ford F-150 Lightning, the Rivian R1T, and the GMC Hummer EV. This is Chapter 14 of our deep dive, Tradition versus Futurism. Let's start with the titan of tradition, the Ford F-150 Lightning. For decades, the F-150 has been more than just a truck. It's an American institution. It's the dependable workhorse you see on every job site, the family hauler you trust for a weekend camping trip. With the Lightning, Ford didn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they took their best-selling, most recognizable product and infused it with electric power. The design philosophy is clear: familiarity and trust. They're telling their massive, loyal customer base, this is the F-150 you know and love, just better for the future. It's a brilliant, low-risk strategy. The shape is familiar, the controls are where you expect them to be, and it fits seamlessly into the existing truck culture. The Lightning isn't trying to be a spaceship. It's trying to be the best possible version of America's favorite truck, electrified. It represents evolution, not revolution. It's a masterclass in understanding your audience and giving them a comfortable, confident step into the electric era without asking them to leap into the unknown. The frunk, or front trunk, is a massive bonus, but fundamentally, it's a design that prioritizes continuity and reliability. Now let's shift gears to the Rivian R1T. If the F-150 is the seasoned veteran, the R1T is the skilled adventurer, the cool new kid on the block who's actually been training in the mountains for years. Rivian's philosophy is all about blending utility with a premium outdoor lifestyle aesthetic. It doesn't look like a sci-fi prop, but it doesn't look like your grandpa's old pickup either. It's clean, modern, and has a friendly, almost optimistic look with those unique stadium headlights. The R1T's genius is in its details. The gear tunnel, that incredible storage space between the cab and the bed, is a game-changer for campers, skiers, and anyone who needs to store long, awkward items. The optional camp kitchen that slides out of it? Pure brilliance. Rivian isn't just selling a truck. They're selling an adventure-ready package. Their design says, we understand how you actually use a truck for recreation. It's a thoughtful, user-centric approach that marries form and function beautifully. It feels rugged yet refined, like a high-end hiking boot. It's not about shocking the system. It's about perfecting the experience for a specific, adventurous user. The R1T is the embodiment of practical innovation, designed for the trail as much as the tarmac. Next up, the behemoth, the GMC Hummer EV. This isn't just a truck, it's a statement. The original Hummer was the symbol of excess and military-grade bravado. The Hummer EV resurrects that spirit, but wraps it in a high-tech, zero-emissions package. The design philosophy here is unapologetic spectacle. It's huge, aggressive, and packed with jaw-dropping features like crab walk and watts to freedom mode. GMC's message is loud and clear. Going electric doesn't mean being subtle or sacrificing power. This is about making electric vehicles outrageously cool and overwhelmingly capable. The Hummer EV is designed to dominate both off-road and in terms of sheer presence. It's a supertruck. It takes the traditional, rugged truck aesthetic and dials it up to 11, adding a futuristic, almost video game-like layer of technology. The removable roof panels, the massive screen, the lunar-themed graphics, it's all part of a design that screams entertainment and extreme capability. It's less about daily utility and more about being the ultimate, go-anywhere, do-anything machine. The Hummer AV proves that electric can be ostentatious, powerful, and undeniably fun. And that brings us to the Cybertruck. If the other trucks are different chapters in the same book, the Cybertruck is a completely different book. Written in a different language, from a different planet. Its design philosophy isn't just about being different. It's about fundamentally rethinking what a truck is and how it's made. The stainless steel exoskeleton, the sharp, angular lines, it's a complete rejection of traditional automotive design and manufacturing. Tesla's approach is rooted in first principles thinking. Why do trucks have a separate frame and body? The exoskeleton combines them. Why are trucks painted? A stainless steel body doesn't need it. The Cybertruck is less of a vehicle and more of a utilitarian appliance from the future. Its design isn't meant to be beautiful in the conventional sense. It's meant to be brutally efficient, durable, and cost-effective to produce. It's a rolling piece of brutalist architecture. This philosophy alienates those who love the classic truck form, but it electrifies those who are tired of incremental changes. It's a high-risk, high-reward gamble that says the future doesn't have to look like the past. It's a declaration that utility can have a radical new form, prioritizing durability and manufacturing simplicity above all else. So, when you place them side by side, you see it's not a simple question of which is best. It's a question of what you value. Do you want the comfort of tradition, the trusted evolution of a classic? The F-150 Lightning is your truck. Do you crave thoughtful innovation and a design that enhances your adventurous lifestyle? The Rivian R1T is calling your name. Do you want an extreme, powerful statement piece that commands attention and conquers any terrain? The Hummer EV is waiting. Or do you believe the future requires a radical break from the past, a utilitarian tool built with an entirely new philosophy? Then you're in the Cybertruck camp. This isn't just a competition between four trucks. It's a fascinating glimpse into four different visions of our electric future. Each one is a compelling answer to the same question, and the one that's right is the one that aligns with your philosophy. It's an amazing time to be a truck enthusiast, isn't it? What do you all think? Which design philosophy speaks to you the most? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the future of transportation. We'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's literally reshaping our world: sustainability in steel, and how one vehicle, in particular, is challenging everything we thought we knew about trucks. For over a century, the pickup truck has been an icon of strength, ruggedness, and utility. From the farm to the construction site, they're the workhorses of our economy. But this legacy comes at a cost. Traditional gasoline and diesel trucks are significant contributors to carbon emissions, impacting our air quality and contributing to climate change. As the world pivots towards a greener future, the question becomes, how do we reinvent this icon for the 21st century? Enter the electric truck. The concept is simple but revolutionary. Replace the internal combustion engine with a powerful electric motor and a large battery pack. The immediate benefit? Zero tailpipe emissions. Imagine city streets without the haze of diesel fumes, or quiet work sites where you can actually hear your colleagues. By switching to electric, we drastically reduce localized air pollution, which has proven benefits for public health, especially in urban areas. But the impact goes far beyond just what comes out of the tailpipe. The real game changer is the source of the energy. When you power an electric truck with electricity generated from renewable sources like solar, wind, or hydropower, you're looking at a transportation cycle that is nearly carbon neutral. Your truck isn't just running clean. It's running on sunshine and wind. This synergy between electric vehicles and a green energy grid is the cornerstone of a sustainable transportation future. Now, let's talk about the elephant, or rather the stainless steel origami in the room: the Tesla Cybertruck. When it was unveiled, the design was polarizing. It looked like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, a stark departure from the familiar curves and chrome of traditional trucks. Critics called it impractical, strange, and even ugly. But beneath that bold, angular exterior lies a profound statement about sustainability and manufacturing. The Cybertruck's body isn't made from traditional stamped steel panels. It's constructed from an ultra-hard, cold-rolled stainless steel alloy. This choice is deliberate and brilliant for several reasons. First, stainless steel is incredibly durable and corrosion-resistant. This means no paint is needed. Think about that. Automotive paint shops are complex, expensive, and involve volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, which are harmful to the environment. By eliminating paint, Tesla sidesteps this entire polluting process. The truck you get is raw, unpainted steel, which also means scratches and dings become part of its character rather than costly blemishes to repair. Furthermore, the design itself, with its flat planes and sharp angles, is a masterclass in manufacturing efficiency. Traditional auto body manufacturing involves massive, energy-intensive stamping presses to create curved panels. The Cybertruck's exoskeleton design simplifies this process dramatically. Bending flat sheets of steel requires far less energy and less complex machinery. This isn't just a design choice. It's a fundamental rethinking of how a vehicle is built, aiming to reduce the energy, cost, and complexity of the manufacturing line itself. It's sustainability embedded right into the production process. So, while the look might be unconventional, it's a direct result of prioritizing function and sustainability over traditional form. Tesla's design isn't just for shock value. It's a physical manifestation of a first principles approach to building a vehicle. They asked, what is the most efficient, durable, and sustainable way to build a truck? And the Cybertruck is their answer. This radical approach has a ripple effect across the entire automotive industry. Whether you love the Cybertruck or hate it, you can't ignore it. It forced every other major automaker to accelerate their own electric truck programs. Suddenly, the idea of an electric pickup went from a niche concept to a competitive necessity. Companies like Ford with the F-150 Lightning, Rivian with the R1T, and GM with the Hummer EV all entered the race, each bringing their own innovations to the table. This competition is incredibly healthy. It pushes the boundaries of battery technology, improves efficiency, and drives down costs for consumers. Tesla's bold move acted as a catalyst, sparking a wave of innovation that is pushing the entire industry toward a more sustainable future. It proved that there is a market for electric utility vehicles and that consumers are ready for a change. The role of electric trucks in our transition to renewable energy doesn't stop with just driving them. These vehicles are essentially massive batteries on wheels. With the advent of bidirectional charging technology, your truck can do more than just take energy from the grid. It can give it back. Imagine a major power outage in your neighborhood. Your electric truck could power your home for several days. On a larger scale, fleets of these trucks, when plugged in, can act as a distributed energy storage system, helping to stabilize the power grid. When there's an excess of solar or wind power, the trucks can store it. During peak demand, they can feed it back, reducing the need for fossil fuel peaker plants. This vehicle-to-grid, or V2G, capability transforms the truck from a simple mode of transport into an active participant in the green energy ecosystem. It has a powerful synergy where your vehicle not only reduces emissions on the road, but also helps enable a more resilient and renewable power grid for everyone. It's a holistic vision of sustainability, where transportation and energy are no longer separate, but deeply intertwined. So, when we look back at this era, the Cybertruck's sharp angles might be seen as more than just a bold design. They represent a sharp turn for the automotive world, a decisive break from the past, and a bold step into a future powered by renewable energy and sustainable practices. It challenged the status quo, proving that a vehicle can be both a rugged tool and a symbol of environmental progress. The journey to full sustainability is long, and there are still challenges to overcome, from battery sourcing to recycling. But the revolution in the truck world shows us what is possible when we dare to rethink and redesign the very objects we rely on every day. It's about more than just a new truck. It's about building a cleaner, more efficient, and more resilient world, one electric vehicle at a time. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the design of electric trucks and their role in sustainability? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving deep into the DNA of a company that has made a habit of rewriting the rules. This is Chapter 16, The Art of Disruption. A look at how Tesla doesn't just build cars, but builds revolutions on wheels. Think back to the mid-2000s. The idea of an electric car was, for most people, a glorified golf cart. They were seen as slow, impractical, with a laughably short range. The automotive world was dominated by the hum of internal combustion engines, a century-old technology that seemed untouchable. Then, out of Silicon Valley, came a jolt of lightning, the Tesla Roadster. It wasn't just an electric car. It was a sports car. It was sleek. It was fast 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, and it had a range that suddenly made electric vehicles a viable proposition. The Roadster was more than a product. It was a proof of concept, It screamed to the world that electric didn't have to mean compromise. It was a statement that you could have performance and sustainability in the same package. The established giants of the auto industry, who had dismissed electric vehicles as a niche market, were suddenly forced to sit up and pay attention. The disruption had begun. It wasn't about selling 1,000,000 units. It was about shattering a perception. It was the first crack in the dam. But a single, high-end sports car doesn't change the world. To truly disrupt an industry, you have to bring the revolution to the mainstream. And that was the mission of the Model S. When it was unveiled, the Model S looked like something from the future that had arrived a decade early. Its minimalist interior was dominated by a massive touchscreen, replacing the dizzying array of buttons and knobs we were all used to. It was more like a smartphone on wheels than a traditional car. The performance was, again, mind-bending. A family sedan that could out-accelerate supercars? It was unheard of. And then there were the over-the-air updates. For the first time, your car could get better while it was parked in your garage. It would wake up with new features, improved performance, and enhanced safety. This fundamentally changed the concept of car ownership. A car was no longer a static object that slowly degraded over time. It was a dynamic piece of technology that evolved. The Model S wasn't just a great electric car. It was, by many accounts, simply a great car, period. It won award after award, not in electric vehicle categories but against its gasoline-powered luxury competitors. This was the second wave of disruption. The first proved an EV could be desirable. The second proved it could be superior. Tesla showed that you could build a car from the ground up, rethinking every aspect. From the front trunk where an engine used to be to the very way the car was sold, directly to consumers. This sent shockwaves through the dealership networks that had been the backbone of the auto industry for 100 years. Following the success of the Model S, Tesla aimed to democratize electric mobility with the Model 3. This was the make-or-break moment. Could they scale up production and deliver a high-quality electric car at a price point accessible to millions? The journey was famously fraught with challenges, what Elon Musk called production hell. But they emerged on the other side. The Model 3 took the minimalist philosophy of the Model S to its extreme. Almost all controls were consolidated into the central touchscreen. To some, it was jarring. To others, it was a glimpse into an autonomous future where the driver's focus would shift from controlling the car to being a passenger. The Model 3 became a global bestseller, proving that there was massive untapped demand for compelling electric vehicles. It normalized the sight of EVs on our streets. The charging infrastructure grew in its wake, and suddenly, the idea of an all-electric future didn't seem so distant. Each Model 3 on the road was a rolling advertisement for a new way of driving, another nudge pushing the entire industry forward. Competitors who were once skeptical were now scrambling to launch their own EV lineups, a direct response to the market that Tesla had single-handedly created. And just when you thought you understood Tesla's playbook, make a sleek, fast, tech-forward electric car, they revealed the Cybertruck. The world collectively gasped. It looked like nothing else on the road. It wasn't just a departure from traditional truck design, it was a complete and utter rejection of it. With its exoskeleton of cold-rolled stainless steel and its stark angular geometry, it seemed to have driven straight out of a sci-fi movie. The unveiling was chaotic, memorable, and quintessentially Tesla. The unbreakable glass cracked, creating a PR moment that, paradoxically, only amplified its legend. But look past the spectacle and you see the core of Tesla's disruptive philosophy at its most potent. The pickup truck market is one of the most traditional and brand-loyal segments in the entire automotive world. Designs evolve slowly, incrementally. The Cybertruck didn't just ignore these conventions. It bulldozed them. It questioned the very essence of what a truck is supposed to be. Why does a truck need a separate frame and body when a unibody exoskeleton can be stronger and lighter? Why use paint, which scratches and fades, when you can have a bare metal finish that's incredibly durable? Why stick to a design language from the 20th century when you're rebuilding a vehicle for the 21st? The Cybertruck is Tesla's most audacious statement yet. It's a declaration that no convention is sacred. It's a bet that function, when pushed to its logical extreme, can create its own radical form of beauty. Whether it becomes a massive commercial success or a celebrated cult classic is, in some ways, secondary. Its primary purpose, as a tool of disruption, has already been achieved. It has forced everyone, consumers, designers, and competing manufacturers, to reconsider what a truck can be. It has injected a dose of radical, uncomfortable imagination into a category that had become predictable. From the Roadster's proof of concept to the Model S's demonstration of superiority, the Model 3's push for mass adoption, and now the Cybertruck's radical reimagining of a classic form, the pattern is clear. Tesla doesn't iterate, it disrupts. Each major release is not just a new product, but a new argument, a new question posed to the industry. They use their vehicles as vessels for a larger idea, that the future doesn't have to be a slightly modified version of the past. It can be something entirely new, something that challenges our assumptions and pushes us all a little bit further down the road. Each model is a statement. The Roadster said, "Electric is exciting." The Model S said, "Electric is better." The Model 3 said, "Electric is for everyone." And the Cybertruck is now screaming, "The future is whatever we dare to build." It's this relentless, unapologetic habit of breaking norms that defines Tesla. It's not just about batteries and motors. It's about a mindset. It's the art of disruption. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Tesla's history of innovation. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. We love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know which Tesla disruption you think was the most significant. Until next time, stay curious. Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving deep into something truly fascinating. We're moving beyond the specs, the steel, and the speed. We're exploring not just a vehicle, but a cultural earthquake. This is Chapter 17, the Cyber Lifestyle. We're going to uncover how the Cybertruck, this angular marvel, transcended its role as mere transportation and became a powerful symbol of rebellion, innovation, and modern identity. When the Cybertruck first rolled onto the stage, the world was divided. You either loved it or you hated it. There was no in-between. Its design, ripped straight from a sci-fi blockbuster, shattered every existing notion of what a truck should look like. But in that division, something incredible happened. A culture was born. The Cybertruck wasn't just a product you buy. It was a statement you make. It was a declaration that you're part of the future, that you're not afraid to be different, and that you're ready to challenge the status quo. Let's start with the world of art. Almost overnight, digital artists and creators were captivated. The Cybertruck's clean lines and futuristic form made it a perfect muse. We saw it rendered in apocalyptic landscapes, exploring Martian terrains, and cruising through neon-drenched cyberpunk cities. It wasn't just about drawing a truck. It was about capturing a feeling of boundless possibility and a break from the mundane. Artists used it as a canvas to project their own visions of the future, both utopian and dystopian. It became a shorthand for tomorrow, a visual icon that instantly communicated a forward-thinking, sometimes rebellious mindset. And then there's the fashion. It's wild to think a truck could influence what we wear, but it did. The Cybertruck's industrial, minimalist aesthetic bled into streetwear and even high fashion. Think sharp angles, metallic fabrics, utilitarian designs, and a monochromatic color palette. Designers and influencers started embracing what you might call cybercore. It was a look that said, "I'm functional, I'm futuristic, and I'm unapologetically bold." People started accessorizing their lives to match the truck, from phone cases and watches to custom-made jackets. Owning a Cybertruck wasn't enough. People wanted to live asterisk the Cybertruck's design philosophy. Of course, we have to talk about the internet's favorite language, memes. The Cybertruck was an absolute goldmine. Its low-poly, almost video game-like appearance was instantly meme-able. From jokes comparing it to a DeLorean or something a child would draw, to the infamous unbreakable window demonstration, the internet had a field day. But here's the thing about memes, they're not just jokes. They are a powerful cultural vector. Every meme, every shared image, embedded the Cybertruck deeper into our collective consciousness. It became a universally recognized object, a piece of shared cultural knowledge. Tesla didn't need a massive advertising budget because the internet was doing the work for them, making the Cybertruck an icon through humor and sheer virality. This cultural ripple effect didn't stop there. The Cybertruck started popping up in music videos, often as a backdrop for artists wanting to project an image of being cutting-edge and wealthy. In a music video, a car is never just a car. A Lamborghini says one thing, a classic Cadillac says another. The Cybertruck? It said, "I'm from the future. I'm an innovator. I'm playing a different game." It became the ultimate status symbol for a new generation, one that values technology and disruption over old-world luxury. Its presence in these videos cemented its place as a symbol of success and forward momentum in pop culture. Perhaps most surprisingly, the Cybertruck's influence has even reached the world of architecture. Designers and architects, inspired by its angular form and raw stainless steel finish, began creating concepts for cyberhouses and cyberbunkers. These were homes designed to complement the vehicle, featuring the same brutalist, minimalist aesthetic. Imagine a house that looks like it was carved from a single block of metal, with sharp lines and a focus on function over frills. This architectural movement shows just how deeply the Cybertruck's design principles resonated. It wasn't just about a truck anymore. It was about a whole philosophy of living a life that is efficient, durable, and unapologetically modern. So what does this all add up to? It adds up to a cyber lifestyle. The Cybertruck became a rallying point for a community of people who see the world differently. These are the early adopters, the tech enthusiasts, the creators, and the rebels who are tired of the same old thing. For them, the Cybertruck is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of breaking free from convention. It's a symbol of embracing a future that is bold, electric, and a little bit weird. It represents a shift in what we value, moving from polished, perfect luxury to raw, functional, and sustainable innovation. When you see a Cybertruck on the road, you're not just seeing a piece of metal. You're seeing the physical manifestation of an idea that design can be disruptive, that utility can be beautiful, and that the future doesn't have to look like the past. It became a key to a club, a badge of honor for those who believe in a more audacious, technologically driven tomorrow. It's a modern identity, wrapped in stainless steel. It's a statement that says, loud and clear, that you're not just along for the ride, you're in the driver's seat, heading straight for the future. And that right there is the power of the cyber lifestyle. It's just a testament to how one bold design can spark a global conversation and inspire a culture that will be talked about for decades to come. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the culture of Cybertruck. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to see more content like it, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us grow. Let me know in the comments what you think the Cybertruck symbolizes to you. Until next time, stay curious. Welcome back to our deep dive into the mind of one of our era's most talked about innovators. Today, we're unpacking Chapter 18, Elon Musk's vision of the machine age. This isn't just about another vehicle. It's about a philosophy, a glimpse into a future where the lines between humanity and technology blur. And at the heart of this vision? The Cybertruck. So, what is the Cybertruck, really? Is it just a truck with a radical design? Not according to this chapter. Musk sees it as something far more profound. It's presented as a bridge, a connection point between three fundamental elements: man, machine, and the planet. Think of it less as a car and more as a futuristic vessel, designed not just for transportation, but for survival and progress. Let's break that down. The man part is about our innate drive to explore, to build, to push boundaries. The machine is the tool that amplifies our abilities, making the impossible possible. And the planet is the context for it all. The world we inhabit, and increasingly, the worlds we might one day explore. The Cybertruck, in its raw, angular, and unapologetically futuristic form, is the physical manifestation of this trinity. Musk's philosophy, as detailed here, isn't about technology for technology's sake. It's about symbiosis. He envisions a future where humans and machines work together, enhancing each other's strengths. This isn't a dystopian tale of machine overlords. It's a story of coevolution. We augment our intelligence with AI, our physical limitations with robotics, and our terrestrial bounds with spacecraft. The Cybertruck is a microcosm of this idea. Its stainless steel exoskeleton speaks of durability, of resilience against the unknown. Its electric powertrain speaks of a sustainable future, a nod to our responsibility to the planet. Why this radical design, though? Why not just make a more efficient electric truck that looks like every other truck on the road? The chapter argues that the design is a statement. It's meant to shock us out of our complacency. It shouts that the future is not just an iteration of the present. It's something fundamentally different. It's a visual break from the past, challenging our preconceived notions of what a vehicle should be. By doing so, it forces us to think about what the future could be. It's a rolling piece of science fiction made real, designed to inspire us to build that future. Think about the materials. The ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel isn't just for show. It represents a philosophy of building things to last. In a world of planned obsolescence and disposable products, the Cybertruck is presented as an artifact of permanence. It's a tool built for a harsher, more demanding future. Whether that's a challenging worksite on Earth or, as Musk often alludes to, the rugged terrain of Mars, this isn't just a vehicle for your weekend trip to the hardware store. It's conceived as a utility vehicle for a new frontier. This idea of a futuristic vessel of survival is key. The chapter paints a picture of a world facing immense challenges: climate change, resource scarcity, and the existential need to become a multi-planetary species. In this context, the Cybertruck is more than a consumer product. It's an emblem of a proactive, engineering-first approach to problem-solving. It's tough, it's self-sufficient with its solar power potential, and it's adaptable. It's a survival tool, a mobile base camp, a declaration that humanity can and will engineer its way through the challenges ahead. The merging of man and machine is also reflected in the user experience. The minimalist interior, dominated by a large touchscreen, is a testament to the idea that the vehicle's brain is as important as its brawn. The interface becomes the central nervous system, connecting the driver to the machine and the machine to the digital world. This seamless integration is a step towards the kind of human-AI partnership Musk often talks about with his other ventures like Neuralink. It's about making technology an intuitive extension of our own will. But where does the planet fit into all this? An electric vehicle is inherently a step towards reducing our carbon footprint, but the Cybertruck's vision goes further. Its potential for off-grid capability, its robust build meant to last for decades, and its use of materials that are durable and recyclable all point to a more sustainable life cycle. It's a machine designed to work in harmony with the planet, not against it. It's a vision of progress that doesn't require us to sacrifice our environment. The very concept is a challenge to the old paradigm of industrial progress at any environmental cost. This brings us to the core of Musk's philosophy as described in this chapter, a form of technological optimism. It's a belief that our biggest problems can be solved through ingenuity, courage, and a relentless pursuit of a better future. The Cybertruck isn't just a product of this belief. It's a symbol designed to propagate it. When you see one on the road, you're not just seeing a truck. You're seeing a rolling argument for a particular vision of the 21st century, one where humanity embraces technology not as a threat, but as its essential partner in the grand project of survival and exploration. The chapter concludes that the Cybertruck is a cultural artifact as much as it is a technological one. It's a polarizing object that forces a conversation about our future. Do we want a future that looks like the past, or are we willing to embrace something radically new? For Musk, the answer is clear. The machine age he envisions is one where we are not just users of technology, but are intrinsically merged with it, becoming something more than we were before. The Cybertruck is the first mass-market emissary from that future, a vehicle designed to carry us, our tools, and our dreams across the bridge from today into tomorrow. So, what do you think? Is the Cybertruck a revolutionary vessel for a new age, or just an eccentric design exercise? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's a fascinating topic that really makes you think about where we're all headed. Thanks for joining me on this exploration. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to continue diving deep into the ideas shaping our world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep these conversations going. We'll see you in the next video. Have you ever wondered what happens after the hype? After the smash tests, the launch events, and the endless online debates? For the Cybertruck, that's where the real story begins. This isn't just about stainless steel and shattered glass anymore. This is Chapter 19, From Steel to Story, where the legacy of this incredible machine starts to take shape, one owner, 1 mile, one customized detail at a time. Remember the first time you saw it? That massive 7,000-pound electric triangle gliding down the street. It's a sight that still turns heads, stops traffic, and sparks conversations everywhere it goes. It's more than just a truck. It's a rolling piece of science fiction. But now it's a reality for thousands of early owners, and their experiences are painting a fascinating picture of what it's truly like to live with the future. We've been diving deep into forums, owner groups, and social media feeds to hear directly from them. What's the verdict? Overwhelmingly, the word is fun. People describe the driving experience as unlike anything else. The instant torque, the responsive steering, and that surprisingly smooth, silent glide, it's a combination that redefines what a truck can feel like. One owner from Texas mentioned, "I've owned every kind of truck you can imagine. This is the first one that makes my daily commute feel like an event. And the road presence? It's off the charts. You don't just drive a Cybertruck. You make an entrance." Owners talk about the Cybertruck wave, a nod of recognition from other drivers, and the constant stream of questions from curious onlookers at gas stations, charging stations, and grocery store parking lots. It's a community builder. It's a conversation starter. You're not just an anonymous driver anymore. You're the person with the Cybertruck. Of course, a vehicle this unique was destined to become a canvas for personal expression. Customization is where the Cybertruck story gets really exciting. We're not just talking about a new set of rims. We're seeing a full-blown creative explosion. The most popular trend, without a doubt, is wrapping. That iconic stainless steel is being transformed into every color and texture imaginable. We've seen matte black wraps that make it look like a stealth bomber, vibrant chameleon wraps that shift color in the sunlight, and even intricate, custom-designed graphic wraps that turn the truck into a moving piece of art. One owner in California wrapped his in a glossy Miami blue, completely changing its personality from industrial brute to futuristic sports truck. Another went with a rugged, textured camouflage wrap, leaning into its off-road potential. This isn't just about aesthetics. It's about making the Cybertruck their own. It's a testament to the idea that the future doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all shade of gray steel. It can be as colorful and individual as its owner. Beyond wraps, the customization extends to functionality. We're seeing ingenious solutions for storage with custom-built drawer systems and shelving for the vault. Off-road enthusiasts are adding light bars, beefier tires, and suspension lifts, pushing the truck's capabilities to the limit. We've even seen custom camping setups that transform the vault into a cozy, futuristic microcamper, complete with solar panels on the tonneau cover. Every modification tells a story about how the owner uses their truck, whether it's for work, adventure, or simply standing out from the crowd. The sound, or lack thereof, is another defining characteristic. That silent glide is both serene and powerful. Imagine this 7,000-pound behemoth pulling up next to you at a light, and all you hear is a faint hum. It's a completely new urban soundscape. For owners, it means peaceful drives and the ability to appreciate the world around them without the roar of an engine. For pedestrians, it's a startling, impressive sight. The Cybertruck doesn't announce its arrival with noise. It announces it with sheer presence. It moves through our cities not with a bang, but with a whisper, and that in itself is revolutionary. But what about the practical side? Owners report that the utility is real. The massive vault, the onboard power outlets, the Pro Power onboard feature, it's a game changer for contractors, campers, and anyone who needs power on the go. We've heard stories of owners powering their tools on a job site, running a full campsite during a weekend getaway, and even providing backup power to their homes during an outage. This isn't just a lifestyle vehicle. It's a versatile tool that's genuinely making people's lives easier and more efficient. The frunk, or front trunk, offers another layer of convenience, providing secure, weatherproof storage for groceries or gear. And the interior? It's a minimalist's dream. The massive central screen controls everything, creating a clean, uncluttered cabin that feels spacious and futuristic. While it took some getting used to for traditional truck owners, most now say they can't imagine going back to a dashboard cluttered with buttons and knobs. This is the birth of a new automotive culture. It's a culture built around innovation, individuality, and a shared excitement for the future. The early owners are the pioneers, the ones writing the first chapter of the Cybertruck's legacy. They are the ones testing its limits, discovering its quirks, and showcasing its potential to the world. Their stories, their customizations, and their daily experiences are transforming this angular steel sculpture into a living, breathing part of our automotive landscape. From a controversial concept to a common sight in cities worldwide, the Cybertruck's journey is just beginning. Its legacy won't be defined by its specifications on paper, but by the millions of miles it travels, the countless tasks it accomplishes, and the unique stories of the people behind the wheel. The soundless glide of this electric triangle is becoming the soundtrack to a new era of transportation. What do you think? If you had a Cybertruck, how would you customize it? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your ideas. Thanks so much for watching and sharing this journey with us. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories from the future of driving. We'll see you in the next one. Have you ever looked at something and thought, that's it, that's the future? It's a rare feeling, a quiet click in your mind when you see a piece of tomorrow land in today. For me and for millions around the world, that moment arrived on 4 wheels, wrapped in stainless steel. This is the story of how the Tesla Cybertruck, once the internet's favorite punchline, became an icon. This is Chapter 20, The Future Rolls Quietly. Let's rewind. Remember the unveiling? The shattered glass? The memes that spread like wildfire? The world laughed. Pundits called it a design disaster, a billionaire's folly. They said it was too bold, too weird, too different. It looked like something straight out of a low-budget sci-fi movie from the 80s. Critics dissected every angle, every panel, every unconventional choice, and declared it dead on arrival. They saw a joke. But what they missed, what they couldn't see past the sharp edges and the initial shock, was the courage. Because design courage isn't about making something everyone will instantly love. It's about challenging the very definition of what something should be. For decades, the pickup truck had a uniform, rounded corners, familiar grills, a shape so ingrained in our collective consciousness that any deviation felt like sacrilege. It was a formula that worked, so why break it? Tesla didn't just break the formula. They threw the entire cookbook out the window. They asked a different question. What if a truck wasn't just a truck? What if it was a tool, a fortress, a piece of utilitarian art? That's the genius hiding in plain sight. The exoskeleton, the cold-rolled stainless steel body, it's not just for looks. It's for strength, for durability, for a level of resilience that traditional auto manufacturing, with its complex layers of paint and panels, couldn't easily achieve. This wasn't just a redesign. It was a re-engineering from the ground up. It was a statement that form and function could be one and the same, even if that form was unapologetically brutalist. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the tide began to turn. The laughter quieted. The initial shock wore off and was replaced by a slow-burning curiosity. People started seeing the Cybertruck on the streets. Not in a polished commercial, but in the real world, covered in mud, hauling lumber, parked at a grocery store. It was stark, it was imposing, and it was undeniably real. And in its realness, it was beautiful. The very things that made it a target of ridicule became its greatest strengths. The flat planes and sharp angles, once mocked, now looked clean, purposeful, and refreshingly honest. It didn't pretend to be a luxury car with a truck bed. It was a utility vehicle, through and through. It was a monument to first principles thinking, a philosophy that strips a problem down to its fundamental truths and builds up from there. The fundamental truth of a truck? It needs to be tough, capable, and useful. The Cybertruck was all of those things in their most literal, unadorned form. It started a revolution, not just in electric vehicles, but in design itself. Other automakers who had been playing it safe for years suddenly had to react. They couldn't ignore this stainless steel elephant in the room. We started seeing bolder concepts, more adventurous lines, a willingness to step outside the comfortable and predictable. The Cybertruck gave the entire industry permission to be brave again. It proved that the public, despite their initial hesitation, had an appetite for something new. Something that pushed boundaries. It showed that risk, when rooted in a strong vision, can pay off in ways no focus group could ever predict. And so we arrive at tonight. As the world sleeps and the cities quiet down, something remarkable is happening. In driveways, in garages, and on silent highways, these machines are parked under the moonlight. Their sharp silhouettes cut a futuristic profile against the night sky. They are no longer just vehicles, they are symbols. Symbols of a new automotive dawn. Think about the sounds of the past century. The roar of a V8, the rumble of an engine, the cough of an old tailpipe. Those were the sounds of progress, the soundtrack of an industrial age. But the future the future rolls quietly. The only sound from these machines is a gentle hum, the whisper of electricity flowing, the quiet whir of a motor that represents a fundamental shift in how we power our lives. That hum is the sound of change. It's the sound of innovation pushing forward, even when met with skepticism. It's the sound of a team of engineers and designers who believed in a vision so strongly they were willing to endure the laughter to bring it to life. Each Cybertruck, sitting silently under the stars, is a testament to that belief. It's a mobile monument to the idea that the future doesn't always arrive with a bang. Sometimes it rolls in quietly, confidently, ready for whatever comes next. It's a peaceful ending to a noisy beginning. The joke became the icon, the punchline became the benchmark. The Cybertruck found its place not just on the road, but in the story of human ingenuity. It taught us that sometimes to see the future, you have to be willing to look at the present a little differently. You have to be willing to embrace the weird, the unconventional, and the brave. As we close this chapter, we look out at a landscape dotted with these silver silhouettes. They are more than just trucks. They are promises. Promises of a more sustainable, more efficient, and more interesting world. They are the quiet, rolling symbols of a future that is no longer a distant dream, but a reality humming softly in the driveway. The future is here, and it's quieter, stronger, and more angular than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It's been incredible to explore the story of this groundbreaking vehicle with you. If you enjoyed this reflection, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more stories about the technology and designs that are shaping our world. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What did you first think of the Cybertruck, and how has your opinion evolved? Until next time, keep looking for the future in the world around you.